Hey guys, it's Thursday, February 25th, 2010. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Came across an article, kind of startling, talking about the sovereign debt crisis. Of course, this has been going on, even in mainstream news, talking about sovereign debt crisis and what's going on in the rest of the world. Excuse me, it's Moody's, and I'll post a link to the site here. But this site pulls from other sites too, from Warriors and Wall Street Journal, New York Times, etc. It's talking about how Moody's is targeting Japan, saying that Moody's and its peers have spent the last several months concentrating on the debt of troubled southern European nations, blah, blah. But they've dropped hints more frequently about the health of financial systems in Japan, the UK, and the US. Moody's basically has been saying that they're going to move Japan into a negative category, which, by the way, is the world's #2 economy by GDP. If it doesn't get control over its debt, well, my gosh, look at the United States. I mean, are you kidding me? We have debt just spiraling out of control. I mean, look at this. We have, let's see here. So U.S. the Treasury has been on a rampage, basically, totaling $4.3 trillion in just 3 years. I mean, it's just insane. The Federal Reserve has been buying up nearly $1.5 trillion of mortgage-backed securities and corporate bonds and so on and so forth. Not to mention, the Federal Reserve has been a major buyer in U.S. Treasuries, meaning obviously we're printing up our own money and just, we're eating ourselves up. I mentioned this too in a video last fall, and I realize I'm not coming out with any kind of exciting information as far as our brand new breaking information or whatever last fall when I talked about how you're going to have declining tax receipts versus the burgeoning deficits, right? At some point, there just won't be enough tax receipts to even pay interest on the debt, which means at some point we're going to probably have to be declared in default. And I talked about that in the fall, and what's scary now is you're starting to see a lot more of that now. You're talking about Greece is, of course, having a lot of problems. Spain is a scary one, guys. That's a pretty major economy. And now Japan is starting to look kind of shaky. UK, Moody's has even talked about the US. So, guys, it's coming. It's just coming. It's slowly but surely it's coming. Bernanke raised the interbank rates, as you guys know, a couple weeks ago. And the only reason why he did that is because, it was either we do it, the Fed, not really we, but the Fed does it, raise interest rates, or the investors are going to start to do things like dump the Treasury so that it'll increase the interest rates that way. So the Fed wanted a controlled interest rate increase rather than a panic interest rate increase. So they had to do it. They really had no choice. They're still kind of stuck in a box, though, aren't they? I mean, they can't really raise interest rates too much because it'll be considered killing the economy. Well, my gosh, the economy's still bleeding jobs. We're still out debt out the wazoo. Gosh knows by April 15th what tax receipts are really going to be like. You've got several major states in complete disarray as far as the budgets. They just don't have any money. California is a great example. State of Illinois, they're near bankruptcy as well. Arizona's having some issues. Of course, New York, all the major populated states, except I think Texas is probably the only one, maybe the only exception, where they're running into problems. So, guys, just pay attention. Also, just another note too on the dollar. People will say, hey, dollar's around $80 or 80 on the USDX. Boy, it's doing great. Well, not really. It's because other currencies are being devalued, so it's putting upward pressure on the USDX. So it's kind of an inflationary looking thing. That's not real. It's not because there's strength in dollar. The Dow's still hanging around 10,000. There's still plenty of liquidity. I really thought the Dow would be making some inroads down. But I guess because there's just so much liquidity and now there's this kind of inflationary specter, perhaps that won't even be the case. I don't know. We'll have to watch that. Oil's been rising, as you guys know. Again, isn't that interesting how the dollar hasn't fallen and oil hasn't gone up, really? If anything, dollar has been kind of increasing, but oil's been kind of increasing too, only because there's really, de facto, the dollar's really getting weaker, guys, honestly. But if you look at the USDX, because the other currencies are being devalued, it looks like the dollar is getting stronger, but it's not. The real telltale sign is in the cost of the dollar. I'm sorry, the cost of oil per dollar. That's definitely one good flag, I think, in determining where the dollar is. And of course, gold, as you know, Like I said, I think it could go below 1,000. I mean, there's just no way. I mean, today, heck, it's at 11:06 ish. As I'm speaking to you guys right now, and again, the crude oil is about 77. Dollar index now is 81. So we're screwed, guys. We're screwed. There's just no other word for it. It's mathematics. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. I think all of us out there in the YouTube community has been saying this for a very long time. It's coming, and you guys got to prepare. And I'm not saying you have to go into the fatigues and all that, and stuff all over your face and all that sort of stuff, and be a survivalist. But think about some of the things where you may have interruptions in food and interruptions in water supply and things like that. I'm just talking about just being safe and smart. You don't have to go out, although it wouldn't be smart. It would be smart to do so. Do as much as you can. Plan for the absolute worst. Shoot, let's have 2 years worth of food and water and means of defending yourself and gold and just have all that. If you have it, if you can do it, great. Let's hope it doesn't happen where you don't need it. I mean, I hope not. So anyway, guys, we'll definitely keep an eye on this. I'll have more videos as this comes along. The debt crisis, sovereign debt crisis is going to be a major player, guys. It's going to be something we really need to pay attention. Stop worrying about the Dow. That's going to be the thing. That's really going to. It's going to. I mean, the U.S. has never had this situation. I don't even know how it's going to unfold. I don't think anybody does either, really. All I can tell you, it's not going to be. It's just not going to be. It's not going to end well. It just can't. If we repudiate the debt, that's not going to be a nice, pretty way. Certainly, the rest of the world's not going to say, "Oh yeah, United States, don't worry about it. We'll forgive your debt." I don't think that's going to happen either. So, anyway, until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please rate and comment if you would, and let's start a dialogue. I'd love to get you guys information too, what you guys think about all this, and please subscribe if you will. But anyway, sign off for now, and I hope you guys do well, and have a great day. Okay, take care now. Bye bye.